I just saw the video of Mike Tyson supporting Donald Trump for president. Now, a lot of you guys are like, what the hell? A black man voting for Donald Trump? It may sound alarming, but in reality, if you guys have been following boxing and know the wave of boxing, Donald Trump has been a huge supporter of Mike Tyson for years. And uh, they had a great relationship in the 80s. We all know Mike Tyson fought a lot in Atlantic City. We know Atlantic City was Vegas before Vegas became Vegas. And with all those deals that they made in the 80s, Donald Trump was a part of it because those were his hotels in Atlantic City. So you can't really fault Mike Tyson because, we all know bros before hoes. And I use that term loosely because he's run up against one. I'm not calling her hoe, but I did it for title purposes. But uh you have to make sense of it. If my great friend, and I knew him in and out, was running for president, I would support him 100%. And I know he may be the minority candidate and people may not like him, but in reality, he's my friend. So I can't fault Mike Tyson. And no matter what Mike Tyson does in this world, he gets a pass on everything he does. You know what I mean? He's Mike Tyson. Like that running joke. You guys remember that joke when you were kids or when we were younger? Because I'm 38, but when we were younger, that was that joke is, what would you do if Mike Tyson hit your woman? Do you defend a woman, or do you ask Mike Tyson, what did she do to you? So taking that to account, I can care less what people do with their vote. I live in and it's it's Democratic vote where I stay. So um, the truth of the matter is, it's going to be a Democratic vote. So it's either going to be, more likely it'll be Hillary or Bernie Sanders. And you guys know I really like Bernie Sanders. So, uh, but you got to take into account, what if Donald Trump becomes president? I need to do a video on that. What if Donald Trump becomes president? What are you going to do? The same damn thing you did the day before he became president. Go to work, take care of your kids, and at the end of the day, do as best you can with what you got. And that's the reality of it. I mean, you got to take into account, can think about this pragmatically. Can Donald Trump be as bad as George Bush Sr.? George Bush Sr. is one of the worst presidents we've had. You know, very seldom do you get a one-term president. Think about that. Be fair. I know I'm talking to Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, but I mean, he sent us to war on some bullshit. The Persian Gulf War. I believe I was in the seventh grade or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's take into account. Very seldom do you get a one-term president. You know, and George Bush Sr. was the worst. George Bush Jr. was a self-proclaimed alcoholic. You know, uh, and a lush. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Skull was loosely based off of his life. It's one of the movies, if I'm not mistaken, was loosely based off his frat life and, him being a C-level student. But you guys can put it in the comment box. I know you guys will correct me on that if I'm wrong. But what if Donald Trump becomes president? What does it do for you? This CNN, Turner Network, and Fox is just drooling because it's captivating us. And the ironic part about it is, they're trying to facilitate Trump losing by defaming his character. That's the wrong ploy. You need to tell the best way, I think, to get people not to vote for Donald Trump. And if you guys understand that term I just said, to not vote for Donald Trump, not because the other candidate is better than Donald Trump or worse than Donald Trump, but you have all these news publications trying to get people not to vote for Donald Trump. That's how polarizing the man is. He has the world on he has America on his ears right now. and it's actually entertaining to watch. And we just gonna have to wait and see. But he's a polarizing figure for sure, And it's funny how politics has become like an Instagram 15-second clip every damn day. Like you watch it in sound bites. Uh, I very seldom do I be honest with you. Very seldom do I get a chance to sit down and watch CNN. I literally watch CNN sound bites and just because I get home so late, but that's just the reality of it. Who you vote for does not determine how you live your life. So feel free to vote for Donald Trump. Feel free to vote for Hillary Clinton. You know, uh, there's a lot of things that I don't like about Hillary Clinton. Uh, you know, I don't think that she's great for our country. Do I believe Donald Trump is great for our country? No, I think Bernie Sanders is the best candidate for our country just because he comes off as a free thinker. But here's the catch. There's going to be a third party race in this race for president. Do you know how many independent votes Bloomberg? I'm not sure if Bloomberg is running. I haven't been following, but I can imagine that he might run as an independent candidate so he can run for president in 4 years. You get what I'm saying? So he may run just to get the recognition. He's very popular on the East Coast, but not very popular on the West Coast. And then you may have Bernie Sanders running as an independent. So it's just up in the air. But getting back to Mike Tyson can do whatever the hell he wants. And we all know this. You guys are going to say, fuck Mike Tyson. He's a coon. How can he vote for that racist? But you don't know how many times Donald Trump has bailed out Mike Tyson. We'll never know all these stories. I have a great relationship, not a great, I have a decent relationship with Don King, but I still don't know those 1980s stories, those early 1990 stories as it relates to Mike Tyson and his financial situation. So you don't know if Donald Trump ever gave him a place to stay. And then at the end of the day, how much money did they make together? You always have an affinity for people you've run with. It's like your teammates. How many wins? Like the more you win in life, the more you can accommodate the company that help you win. And that's the reality of the game. The more people that help you fail, you tend to stay away from them. But in the 80s, Mike Tyson was making $30 million a fight. In the 1980s, making $30 million, $50 million a fight. That is unheard of. And all of them was when they were in Atlantic City. Don King owned Atlantic City, and I'm surprised that people from the 80s isn't talking about how he gerrymandered all that property to build Atlantic City. Uh, that's pretty interesting, but that's probably a topic that's a 30-minute topic that we don't have time for right now. But there's so many issues. But at the end of the day, getting back to Mike Tyson, he's a folk hero, man. At the end of the day, he's like an American gem. He's what do you call them things on Route 66? He's an American landmark. Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson can't do no wrong. If Mike Tyson, outside of killing somebody, I mean, he was already convicted of rape and we still love him. Whether you believe he raped uh, the young lady in the beauty pageant or not, he still was convicted and did time for rape. And today, currently, he's an American landmark. He's an icon, you know. We just have to wait and see on what's going to happen with this race for president. But at the end of the day, it's going to be highly entertaining when Hillary and Donald Trump go one on one. I'm voting for Bernie Sanders, but I don't believe he's going to win. I hope he wins, but I don't believe that he's going to win. But it's going to be real entertaining about how tough Hillary Clinton really is because she's going to be playing a lot of defense. All Donald Trump is going to do when they go to when they have their debates beginning this summer. He's going to make her play defense, make her defend herself on why she's doing what she's doing. Forget policies, forget diplomacy, forget interaction with other countries. He's going to force Hillary Clinton to play defense, make her justify all those things that he believed that she did was wrong. Like releasing how much money she made from her speaking engagements, from her book signed, how much money she took from private sectors and businesses and so on and so forth. Um, so we'll wait and see. This is going to be fun. It's not about how dumb America is. People saying if you dumb, you vote for Trump. No, people have the right to vote who they want to. You got to trust free will. You have the right to do whatever you want to do at the end of the day. So I don't know if it's working. I don't know what the delegate race is for the Republican Party. I have no idea. But at the end of the day, you have your right as an American to go behind um, that curtain and vote for whoever the hell you wanted to vote for. For me, I don't think I'll get as excited as I was ever again to vote for President Obama. I was like a kid in a candy store. I cried when he was at Lincoln Park, his commencement speech, and when he kissed the First Lady. I mean, that was a special moment for me. I cried like a baby per se, and I will never ever forget that day. I believe I was a teacher then, and I know I took the day off work. I'm not sure if I was still teaching at the time or it was my last year teaching or something like that. I can't recall, but I will say I took the whole day off just to vote for President Obama. And I actually went to a funeral that morning, and the whole thing was the gentleman mom that passed was disappointed that his mom couldn't vote for potentially the first black president, which he in turn became. So, I mean, I'll be honest, white people have the right, racist people have the right to vote for who they want to vote for. Because, I mean, truth be told, President Obama had to lose my vote. Coming where I'm not prefacing this to validate why I'm saying what I'm saying, but President Obama had to lose my vote. And I voted for him blind the second term, and I voted for him blind the first term. That's just reality. I know people are ashamed to say they vote for someone because they're black, because they're white, but people are voting for Hillary because she's a woman, not because she's qualified. She may be qualified, but at the end of the day, I don't think Hillary's great for our country. I don't think Donald Trump is great for our country. The best candidate we have is Bernie Sanders, and he won't be president. So this is Barbershop Conversations. This is just me. I sort of I think Boxing Eagle did a video too. I'll have to watch that, but we don't know their relationship, so you can't come down on Mike Tyson. At the end of the day, he is who he is, and they had a relationship in the '80s. We've seen hundreds of pictures. We grew up to Donald Trump and Mike Tyson at press conferences. We grew up to that. If you were a boxing fan, and Don King right behind him, we grew up to those still frames and those press conferences. So we can't be alarmed now when they're supporting one another. That's just the reality of it, And so when you go behind that booth, you have the right to vote who you want to vote for. I remember I wasn't here in the '80s, excuse me, but I did one of my senior projects in college on Tom Bradley, and we had something called in California. I wasn't here though, called the Bradley effect, where the polls and people say they're going to vote for someone, but when they go behind the curtain, they vote for someone else, and that's what happened with Mayor Tom Bradley when he ran for governor and lost, and that's what may happen in America. People say I'm not voting for Trump, but they go behind that curtain, they vote for Trump. But the cynical person in me wants to see what America looks like as Donald Trump president, but the realistic and pragmatic American says he can't be president. But what if Donald Trump becomes president? What you gonna do? This is amusing. What you really gonna do? For real. What you gonna do when Donald Trump? I'm not saying I'm not voting for him, but when he becomes president, what you gonna do? Barbershop Conversations. Appreciate the support. Subscribers are growing inch by inch. Support is coming, and we got some fights coming up. We finally got Andre Ward back in the ring. Hopefully he can fight 2 more times this year, and we'll see what happens. Barbershop Conversations. Appreciate you guys' support. And if you don't vote for Trump, you a chump. I guess that sounds like something Mike Tyson would say. All right, Barbershop Conversations. Peace, guys.